we're going to focus on making custom bra inserts, and those are those gorgeous things that you see inside of bustiers and different kinds of wedding dresses. So today we're just going to be focusing on creating our own custom bra inserts, and just basically going over everything that it takes in this. Created an original lady cloth U pattern to aid you guys in cups for your designs. The pattern is printed on 11 by 17 paper, and here you can see where we have the sizing color coded so that you're able to distinguish what size you need for your project. To ensure you have the right sizing, you want to make sure you head to the testing box and just briefly use the ruler to make sure that you're measuring the right measurements. This was cut a little off, so that's why you see some of it's missing. But this is about 4 by 4, and it's just making sure that I know that, yes, this is the appropriate size pattern, and I'm not cutting this or scaling this too small or too big so that it accurately meets my measurements. So once we've done that, now we can go ahead and begin to cut based on the pattern size that we want. I'm going to go with a size 14, and I'm just going to go and match my color with the size so that I can ensure that it's an accurate measurement. If you're doing this on a computer, I know in Adobe Photoshop they allow you to single out each layer so that you're not doing this. You're not having to kind of look at all these various lines. You're able to just single out, okay, I need a size 12, and it will just give you the size 12 if you're doing this in some sort of Photoshop or Adobe. Also, if you don't have access to that, you can, what I did in this one of these, I just took a similar color to what I was doing and I just traced it in that color. So now we have it cut out, and again I decided to use a size 14 pattern, and here you can see that I have the top or the upper cup area, and it just lets you know, just like in any other pattern, what you need to do. Here you can see the corresponding markings so that you know how much you need to cut, where you need to cut, and making sure you transfer all those markings onto your muslin pattern. This pattern does go up to triple D. The measurements, when you go to my Etsy shop or to my website to purchase this, you will see a small sizing chart that will let you know if you're getting the right size and how far the pattern does go up to. I try to accommodate a wide variety of sizes for this pattern. You can use the bra foam that I have, or you can use a thicker foam if you need more of a molded cup. So you can really go either way with this bra cup. The goal was to offer more options as far as sizing when we are creating custom cups for whether it's personal use or for business use. We just want to give them more options than just the standard factory options. This pattern, as well as many others, are available on my website or in my Etsy shop, link in the description. The piece is cut out. This is a C cup plus size, and you just see me here indicating some of my markings, important notches. That way it's a lot easier for me to assemble them once they've been cut out, and also making sure that I indicate grain lines and those different kinds of places, again, where it's just going to be a lot easier for me to put this together without trying to figure out where everything goes. So once those pieces are cut out and you've done all your markings on your muslin, it's time to go on to the bra foam. Okay, so this is bra foam, and I got it from, and I'll give you the link inside of the profile, and it's just a very thin sort of foam that you use to create bra inserts. And you want to make sure you get it quality. I believe they come in a few different colors, but I like to focus on the nude, especially for the bra inserts. And again, it's just a thin sheet of foam that you'll use to create the insert. Okay, so here I have the patterns laid out on the bra foam, and my bra insert that I'm going to be creating actually has 3 parts to it. So I'm just going to lay those 3 parts down, and making sure I keep everything nice and aligned so that it's easy for me to cut. I use pattern weights in order to do my cutting on foam. I find that it's kind of tricky to do it with pins, so I find that it's a lot easier to just put the pattern weights there and cut in that way instead of trying to pin them. Now I use the rotary cutter in order for me to cut out the pieces, because I can lay the rotary cutter nice and flat, and it's easier to move around those areas. Now all the pieces have been cut out and it's time for me to mark the pieces. I'm going to use a water soluble marker, and that's just a way for me to mark everything without leaving any marks. So I'm going to mark my notches, the front and back, and both of the cup pieces. And that's just an easier way for me to do it again so I don't get marks left on my fabric, but I'm also able to mark it in a way that I can see when I'm putting them together. Once you get used to it, I don't think you need to mark it, but at least in the initial stages, especially if this is your first time creating these bra inserts, the foam is not cheap or easy to find a great quality, so you want to make sure that you use it appropriately and try to save as much as you can from being tossed in the garbage. So I just do my markings here. And now it's time to take it to the sewing machine once everything is nice and marked and put together. I use the Gutterman Nude in order to do my sewing. Now we head to our sewing machine. I'm going to set my machine at 8 because that is the stitch that's going to give me the zigzag stitch on my machine. So I just make sure that it's set to 8 and it's at a small to a medium stitch size. That way I can get a good stitch. Now we get to the machine. You want to make sure that the two sides are kissing and you're just going to run it through on that zigzag stitch. And that is what you get towards the end, just a zigzag stitch that connects the two pieces. All right, for our top part, we're going to make sure we match the notches together. I have 2 notches for the back, and that's going to let me know that that piece goes to the back, and that the 1 notch in the front lets me know that that piece goes to the front. And that's important, especially with my design. I have wider in the back and more narrow towards the front. I'm going to make sure those sides kiss together. And I'm going to run it through my sewing machine at a nice easy pace, using that zigzag stitch to keep the pieces together in my hands as a steady motion, just to make sure those pieces stay together and that they don't open, because you don't want to end up with like an unsightly hole where the pieces don't connect and then you got to take it out and do it all over again. So you want to keep it nice and even, and just make sure as you're pushing it through, those pieces of foam stay together. And this is what you get. This is the end result. You have a nice foam insert. You have the zigzag stitches that are keeping everything together. You can also do this by hand, but it's a lot quicker if you use the sewing machine. I use my tailor's ham to give it a nice press before I complete the design. And that just allows me to make sure that everything is nice and neat and that there's not like a severe amount of buckling in the foam cup. And I just make sure that I press everything around. They also sell like bra molds that you can use for this, but I just use this. It gets the job done just fine. And here you have it, a completed bra insert that you can use to do all kinds of designs. You can even cut the pieces into fabric and overlay them. And that is how they are done. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Videos are uploaded weekly covering dressmaking, fashion, lectures, and more.